Reading out aloud now some information related to So Is This by Michael Snow. I've sped this one up, although it's going to be completely indecipherable, completely incoherent, as this film is devoted to text. So, and you are not going to be able to read any of this, unless you slow it down, I suppose. You could do that. But then I'm going to sound absolutely wasted. Anyway. This is from angelsbarcelona.com. Made during the heyday of film theory's infatuation with the textual aspects of the medium and of complex semiotic approaches to the language of cinema, the film is a text in which each shot is a single word, tightly framed white letters against a black background. Snow manages to defamiliarize both film and language and enters the contemporary debate about film being / or not a language. A silent film of 45 minutes consisting of single words of the script or score placed on the screen one by one after another, for specific lengths of time. Several different strategies were employed on timing words / passages of the film. Image quality changes too, and the situation of an audience reading a film is a special one, not to be duplicated by reading this. That's my quote from Michael Snow. I'll read a quote from Jehoberman from The Village Voice. So Is This parlays an elegantly simple concept into an unpredictable, cumulatively rich experience. The film is a text in which each shot is a single word, tightly framed white letters against a black background. Compared to Snow's recent epics, it seems almost a throwaway, but it's also the most satisfying film he's made in a decade. With formalist belligerence, So Is This threatens to make its viewers laugh, cry, and change society, even promising to get confessional. Although the film does reflect Snow's personality, his Canadianness, preference for humour over irony, obsession with art world chronology, who did what first, its only confession is the tacit acknowledgement that he's sensitive to criticism. Snow takes full advantage of his film system of discourse to twit restless audiences. A lot of this is pretty funny, but So Is This is more than a series of gags. Snow manages to defamiliarize both film and language, creating a kind of moving concrete poetry while throwing a monkey wrench into a theoretical debate, is film a language, that has been going on sporadically for 60 years. If you let it, Snow's film stretches your definition of what film is, fast cinema, and So Is This. I think maybe that last quote is just the one from Hoberman. This is a blurb I'm getting from filmmakerscript.com. Anyway, one more source we're going to be reading out. This is not a long video. This is from macba.cat. Made at the beginning of the 80s, when experimental cinema was mostly interested in the textual aspects of the medium and prioritized a semiotic and structural approach to cinema, So Is This is an exercise in the textuality of film. Without sound, Michael Snow records a long succession of white words that appear on a black background. With just one word on the screen, and never more than one, they configure messages around the word this. This is the title of this film. The rest of this film will look just like this, with a low-res image, as if from the cinema of the 1920s or 30s, the time for which each word is exposed varies depending on its length. The shortest words, such as is or of, are shown very quickly, while longer words are given more time. Clearly self-referential and without narrative content, the messages invite reflection on the act of looking and the condition of cinema. Snow refers to the non-existent narrative content in the film and denies its supposed necessity, with messages such as "this, as they say, is the signifier," or "some of the more cultivated members of the audience may regret the lack of in-depth semiological analysis in this film." So Is This reduces semiology to pure semiotics. So Is This overlaps reading and cinematic experience, hindering the normality of both. The film places the spectator/reader in the immediate presence. With no other element than this one discourse and always located in the here and now, Snow establishes a unique relationship between the viewer and the film, akin to a private language.